Hi guys, welcome back to Caterpillar Cross Stitch. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how you can change your cross stitching into a coaster. If you're new around here, welcome. My name is Sian and here on this channel we upload weekly videos where we share with you the new designs by Sally, new stitch alongs which we hope you'll get involved in, and we also share tips and tricks and key information which we hope will help you with your projects. If you like the sound of that, then please do consider subscribing to the channel and also make sure to click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future uploads. Cross-stitch coasters make for a great gift for your friends and family as you can personalise them, and they're also a great alternative way to finishing your projects into something that you can practically use day to day. Now there are lots of designs out there which you can choose from, but one thing you could do is choose something from a design you already have. In today's video I am going to be finishing a little motif from the Hello Pumpkin tree, which is one of the seasonal trees by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. Alternatively, you could sign up to the VIP Stitch Club, which you can sign up via the Caterpillar Cross Stitch website, where you will gain instant access to the freebie designs that Sally has designed for free. Now, one of them is actually the butterfly design you can see here displayed. I think this would be a really good option as you could stitch one of the butterflies and change the colours to fit your decor. Or if it's a gift, you could change the colours to the recipient's favourite colours. So with that said, let's take a look at the tools you'll need to create a cross-stitch coaster. Starting with the obvious thing, you will need your cross-stitched piece, a coaster of your choice, a ruler to take some measurements with, some pins, or if you don't have any pins you could use cross-stitch needles, a pencil, a pair of scissors and some card and some paper. Measure the inside of your coaster with your ruler and take down the measurements with your pencil and paper. Place down the inside of the coaster on top of your cross stitching with an estimate guess of it being placed in the centre of the design. With your ruler, measure around the design to see if you need to make any adjustments. Now it doesn't have to be perfect as your design may not be symmetrical, which means the spacing around your design might not be equal all around your design, but use the ruler to try and get your design in the centre of the coaster. Using the pins, mark where the coaster edge lines up with your fabric using the fabric holes. Now if you don't have any pins, as mentioned, you could use some other crafted needles such as your cross stitching needle, as these will work the same. Now try not to move the coaster, so be careful with moving around the coaster as the pins will be our guide on where to cut the fabric. But if you do, just line it back up with the pins you have in place and carry on. Once all 4 pins are in place, remove the inside of the coaster and just put it to a side. Now we need to make sure that when we pick our fabric back up, the needles don't fall out. So we need to push the needles into 2 holes so that it lays flat on the fabric and secures them in place. With the pins laying flat, this will now allow us to place the inside of the coaster back on top of our fabric to check that the lines that the pins are running along meet the edge of our coaster. We can also check using our ruler to make sure that the measurements that we have shown here match the same measurements we noted down earlier in the process when we measured the inside of the coaster. Once we're happy that we have the correct measurements, we need to cut our fabric in the same line as our pins on all 4 sides of our cross stitch. When a cut has been placed in the fabric, we can then remove our pin from the fabric. Now that we have our cross stitch cut to size, we need to make sure that it fits. Place the fabric on the front side of our coaster, which should be the bigger size of the 2 halves, and check that your cross stitching fits within the coaster. The next step is to hide the back of our coaster using some acid-free card to fit behind our cross stitching. Now we don't need too thick of a card, as we need to take into account the amount of room we have when we close our coaster with the fabric already inside. So thin card will work perfect for this, as the only purpose the card has is to hide the back of our work. Using the inside of our coaster to draw around as a template, cut along the line to create the back of our coaster. Place the card on top of the fabric to check that the card fits. Now, it may not fit perfect, you may need to make some adjustments, so just use your scissors to trim the card where needed. And I personally don't like to see the card from the front, so you will see here that I trim the card so that it's slightly smaller than the fabric. This way I can only see the edging of the fabric running alongside the edges of the coaster. Once you're happy with how your coaster looks, you can now assemble the coaster to secure your cross stitch in place. Now, depending on the coaster you have chosen, it should just push into place. But if you find it doesn't hold, you may need to do an additional step to me in this video in using some clear glue on the outside of the coaster. But as you can see, mine is clicked into place and we now have it ready to use. Have our coaster ready for our favourite drink or the perfect handmade gift for a friend or family. Let us know in the comment section below if you're going to give this a go, or maybe you already have. Maybe you have finished your cross stitching before in the form of a coaster. With that said, that's all from us here at Caterpillar Cross Stitch, and until next time, we'll see you in the next one. Bye!